What's up, boys and girls, cats? What's up, boys and girls, cats? It's your boy, Third Eye Shooter. I went a little high there. I went like, yeah, you guys can see me, but I was like, oh, you can't. What's up, boys and girls, cats? It's your boy, Third Eye Shooter here, and today on Giraffe and a G-String, I did tell you guys on my Instagram I'd give you guys 2 videos in one weekend. The first video, Roe v. Wade, I was happy with that one. The second video, or the update video on why I haven't been posting in 9 months, I just didn't like it. It wasn't fluid. It was a little chippy choppy. I did I did save it. There are parts of it I'm going to put into this one. I did tell people I'm going to keep it in. Just keep it nice, friendly, and honest. So this particular episode is just more of an update. I know the Roe v. Wade was the first video since I've been on in 9 months, or I've done a previous episode of Giraffe and a G-String. So we're just going to dive right into it. I don't remember if I really spoke about it in the first one, but I do suffer from dysthymia. It's depression. So sometimes it can last anywhere from 1 day to a couple of years. But the older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing is it's not only my energy that I have to be conscious of. It's the energy I allow around me or next to me. Sometimes that can bring triggers, flare-ups. And sometimes, not even sometimes, with learning about yourself and evolving as a man or human being, you learn to realize that one of my, I don't want to say my faults or one of my toxic traits, but one of my traits that I'm realizing is, and I've had to identify, is that I have no problem going out of my way to help others. I'll give someone 110%, but then sometimes I find myself only having 50% left for myself. I'm willing to drain my battery completely empty for the world. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I just think you need to be more conscious, selective, and aware of where you're diverting that energy to. Because self-love is the best love. And one of the best investments is yourself. So it is always good to, have friends, relationships, teammates, people you work with. But sometimes there needs to be just self. You just need to focus on self. You just need to be in your own. Now, with that, I've realized that in the past, like maybe 4 years of my life, I've repeated the same cycle in 3 different aspects. 3 different aspects: business, friendships, and relationships. So then the common denominator is me. And then you go, okay, if the common denominator is me, I then have to change, adjust, and better myself for me. Anytime you're going to do something in a sense of revenge, or I'm going to show them, it's not going to last long. And I say it's not going to last long because I've done that before, and at some point you realize, like, they don't even care. I don't even care. I'm doing this not for myself. I'm doing this out of spite. So yeah, it'll feel good if it's, I don't know. So it really, the older I get, the more introspective I become. The more I go, you know what? Before I point my finger and go, you, at the basis of it, I had to allow you to do some shit. I gotta let you do some shit before. It has to be allowed. I have to allow you to do something before you just think it's okay. Now, also, I'm just trying to figure out life. I am. It's not so much that dysthymia kicks my ass. I think it's everyone says it's, oh, my generation. I don't know if it's my generation. I just think it's the world we live in. We live in this. Social media, it's a gift and a curse. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can reach out and find so many platforms to connect with people, but at the same time on that same platform, you can also get so depressed, like self-conscious, and just get in your feels about the things you see because, again, you're looking at a picture. You're looking at a 60-second, a 30-second video, 60-second video, 50-second video, and you get disillusioned, or sense of disillusion by, oh my God, look, this is so nice. But you forget there's a story behind why it looks so nice. You forgot that there was a journey behind why it got so nice. So you're just looking at, I don't know if it's going to zoom in, but wait, can you focus, guys? Camera, focus. Wait, what if I put it on my face? Anyway, it's an owl. I'll show you guys a picture. A very dear friend of mine got that for me, but it was an owl. So that owl just wasn't like that. It was carved. They had to find the rock. They had to find all that stuff. there was a journey behind it, and sometimes we get so caught up in just seeing the destination, we forget that there was an entire journey for that individual. There was an entire journey for that person. We lose sight of the things we have, the things we're blessed with. Sometimes I wake up and, I'll be depressed or I'll feel some type of way, and then I'll get up and go, never mind. Something so small, something so minute of getting up, walking around, using your arms, using your fingers, clean water, bed, house. It's like we forget that the things we've had all our life, or a majority of our life, or some of us has had, we take those for granted. And the things we think we need. I'm thirsty. I can't show the water bottle logo because I'm not being sponsored, but just know it's delicious. We get so caught up in what we see, we forget what's right in front of us. And I feel like that's a very common thing within society now. Or maybe, I can only say society now because I've only ever been alive now. I'm not a time traveler. But maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it could have been on a smaller scale back in the 40s and 50s, where it was like, because no one had cell phones, there wasn't this sense of intrusion where it's like, oh, I'm getting a crepe, let me film this. Oh, I'm getting lasagna at the bubble cake factory, let me put a snippet. Everyone wants to be a celebrity for something. Everyone's like, yo, you know what? I'm a public figure. What do you do for the public? I love it when I see people say that they have public figure in their headline. I go, okay, what do you do for the public? What do you do for the general public that makes you think and or feel you're a public figure? Please, elaborate on that. I need deets, bro. I need some details. One of the things I'm realizing also too with like depression, anxiety, certain types of like thoughts, there are different types of people and friends you will come in, like not come into, but like encounter. Now when I say come into, I mean like certain people come into your life for long-term friendships, momentary friendships. Some people come into your life to teach you a lesson. I'm realizing with anxiety that there are certain types of people you come into that just won't understand. Have you, and I'm asking you as, please comment below, hit me up. Have you ever like been talking or venting to someone and they just go like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, man, yo, hope you feel better. And you go, you just said like the most vague, nondescript, like nowhere words. You might as well have said Skittles, Bumble Pops, and like peanut butter jelly sandwiches with strawberry jam. There's certain types of people you have to, I think it's two or three things. One, certain people just don't know how to either empathize or sympathize. Now, being that I have dysthymia, I really can't talk shit because technically speaking, one of the symptoms or like traits is like I really can't, sometimes I don't even acknowledge or understand my own feelings. I don't even acknowledge or like really can grasp what I'm feeling or like the emotions I'm having sometimes. Now, again, I was diagnosed with this in my 20s. I'm 31 years old now. The older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing that I thought it would get easier. It's like the more I'm realizing certain things just wear me down and I just don't have the energy, the capacity, or even the wherewithal to want to engage or involve in it. Fighting, arguments, like I really do enjoy having discourse, but if you're just going to like be a yelling match, I would like to be able to have an adult conversation where we both can articulate our points. And even if we agree to disagree, hey, your points were set in stone. They were solid. It wasn't based on emotion. It was based on some factual, actual sugar, honey, iced tea. And I appreciate that. There's a sense of genuineness. But at the same time, I do not, like the older I'm getting, the more I just like, I'm not trying to argue with nobody. Oh, you want to yell? All right, cool, you got that. Yeah, oh yeah. Yep, you the winner, bro. You got that. I don't got time. I can't. It stresses you out. I didn't realize how stressed out you were when you're explaining yourself, defending yourself. It's just draining. I had recently had one of my friends, like I don't know if we had a falling out, I really don't know how to explain it, but they were like, yo, all you do is complain and you don't do nothing to try to fix it. I was like, yeah. I feel like there's a complete difference between complaining and stating facts. Like, I've always thought when you're complaining, you're actively not doing anything trying to change or navigate outside the situation. a lot of the times, if you know me personally, it's not really complaining. I'm telling you exactly what it is. It's not like, oh, hoobly hoobla, and I'm just gonna sit down. Nah, it's like, yo, I'm doing this, this, and that. I'm trying to get the fuck out this funk, this jam, this bind. And sometimes someone told me, like, just be still. For the life of me, I feel like, I don't know if it was the way I was raised or how my brain thinks, but I feel like when I just sit still, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I feel like I'm not being proactive enough. I feel like when you're still, it's a more reactionary, it's more defense, like I'm more in a defense stance. It's like, nah, I want to be in an offensive stance. I want to be out there going to get. I know sometimes you do need to Sun Tzu, sometimes the Art of War, you need to just sit down, calculate certain things, review everything. But in certain aspects, I just want to go out there. I really just want to go get it. I don't know how to wait. I do know how to wait sometimes. Sometimes I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. I don't think anyone is perfect. I think human beings are infallible. I think we are. I'm sorry. I think I normally put my hair to this side, and then I looked at myself. I was like, which side do I put? Anyway, this is gonna be fun and interesting to edit. But yeah, the more I do these podcasts, the more formulaic they're gonna become. Within the next week, I have hopefully a really good friend of mine. He's a rapper coming on here. Hopefully in the upcoming weeks, like I said, I want to try to do at least 2 videos a week, 2 podcasts a week, because I want to grow this channel. I want to grow with you guys. I want you guys to see the growth within my photography. I want to see you guys see the growth within my channel. I also want to be a little bit more I'd like to get questions. I would like for you guys to maybe interact with me. If there are topics you want me to talk about, if maybe one day you guys want me to live stream and have literally, instead of me coming on here and just talking about like some of the topics that snap off in my brain as I get in front of the camera, I'll do a live stream. One of my podcasts will literally be a live stream. That's what I'll do for you guys. If that's something you guys will do, comment below, hit my Instagram, email me, comment, whatever. And I'll do a live stream. That would be super dope. I know I want to have a really good friend of mine, a photographer on here. We just have to line up our schedules. Photographer, he does trading. What's funny is I met this man like maybe 3 years ago. Super cool dude. I was doing a shoot. And he goes, hey, mind if I join you? And I was like, dude, no problem. And I remember he had a Canon with a pancake lens. But the pictures this dude was getting was fantastic. I'll put his, I'm going to put his information in the doobie-doos below on my YouTube channel. But yeah, super cool dude. Check him out. Book him for shoots. As a fellow photographer, I'm not one of those guys like, nah, you gotta exclusively book me. I feel like every photographer has their niche. Every photographer has something they like. Every photographer has their thing. So I think it would be very like egotistical or very like egomaniacal if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the best. I'm the best photographer. Nah, I think I'm the best at what Jonathan does. You have to do the best. You have to be the best version of you. Every day is a new day to wake up and be better than what you were before. If there are people in your life who attach you to an idea of what you used to be, leave them. Leave them. Why? Because they want to keep you in a fucking box. I'm telling you, they want to keep you in this box. And sometimes the people that want to keep you in the box are people you'll be madly in love with. Madly in love with. And what you have to do is sometimes take a step back. And heal. You have to heal. Sometimes that's another thing I realized, like, in most of my my adult dating, I'm realizing like there are very small in-betweens. And I realized like that should have been me time. The time where I was like, oh wait. Hey, camera. Get in focus, papi. Entiende? Hey. Focus. Yes, stay right there. Thank you. So one of the things I was realizing in my adult dating, there's very like small gaps and windows in between of when I was dating and when I was not. And what I realized was some of the issues, triggers, traits, and like idiosyncrasies I learned, they were never dropped. They were just suppressed or repressed and like just pushed somewhere in a small box, in a small room, in the back of my brain. I pushed away with all my rejections, how I feel about my body, wanting to lose weight, hey, this and that and that. As men, one of my biggest things I'm learning, and I can't speak for all men, but for me at least, I don't think some men are ever really taught positive ways to vent their emotional frustrations or just their emotions. Now, I know growing up in my house, I was never like, I'm not gonna say it. I love my parents, rest in peace, dad. I love my mother. I love my mom and dad. I love my family sometimes. I know growing up, the way you're disciplined is based on how your parents were disciplined. And one of the things I know I don't want to do when I have kids, I don't ever want to hit my kids. And I say that because if the way I see it now as I'm an adult is if my first sight or reaction to things is violence, you know that's going to make me a lot of growing up. My first reaction to things is going to be violence. My second reaction is going to be yelling. So I don't feel like some men. Now I'm sorry if I'm generalizing, fellas, but I feel like some men. Oh, I have 4 more minutes before I gotta restart the video. So I feel like some men really aren't taught positive ways to vent their frustration. It's always like, for me at least, I try to have a calm conversation. I'll give you anywhere between like maybe 1 to 30 minutes of that before it's like, okay, I'm getting angry now. Now it's like raising my voice. But then at the same time, I'm willing, I'll leave. I will walk away. Because there's a point in every conversation, discussion, argument, where you come to a point where you go, oh, you just not budging and you gonna do exactly what you gonna do and say exactly what you're gonna do. One of the things I say in my first video, I don't know if I said it, but I've been saying, your feelings are not my reality. Everyone is entitled to feelings, emotions, and their thoughts, but once they start to project and convey those things onto you based on nothing more than what they think, like, bro, I can't. You can't. I'm telling you, don't get stuck. Pick yourself. I'm trying every day. Every day I try to pick myself. Every day I try to be better than what I was. Does that mean I don't want love? No. Does that mean I'm closed off? No. What that does mean is, though, I know now that I'm like a sucker for love. Like, the idea of love makes me happy. Like, I love love. So I think this is one of the things everyone does. When you first meet someone, you're blind, and then you put on them love goggles, you're like, ooh, I love you, and the things that should have been red flags become speed bumps or hurdles. You're like, you know what, let's overcome this together. And that was always my thought. I'm gonna show you that I'm a ride for you by staying and overcoming things. But I've been seeing posts more by this I don't want to like steal his work. But he goes, when you're trying to save everyone, you don't realize you're drowning. And I was like, holy shit. And then it kind of hit me, and I was like, I've been drowning for years. Way before I met friends, business partners, ex-girlfriends. I've been drowning, and I'm 31. I think I've been drowning since I was like in my 20s. And I've never noticed it because you're in it. When you're in this shit, you don't realize, but I've been drowning since I was in my 20s. And it's crazy to say that. I'm 31 years old and to say, like, I think I've been drowning for a decade. Like, I've maintained to stay afloat. I've been able to, like, keep a cool face, but self-love is the best love. I tell you, like, I appreciate all my friends. I appreciate, like, I do this every so often on my Instagram, but I just want to publicly apologize to anyone I've dated and I've hurt. Anyone I haven't appreciated, anyone in my journey to try to be a better man I've hurt, ill will, that was never my intention. Like, it's love and peace. I think you outgrow things. Once something hurts you, you don't ever want to do it again. Once, like, the reactionary complex, like, if you put a hand over fire, you're going to pull it back because it hurts. Once something hurts you, sometimes, I mean, yeah, you know, Stockholm Syndrome, you'll fall in love with the person who's causing you damage. But for me, I thought it was, I was like loyalty. Like, I'm going to stay. Like, I'm going to ride out with you. Because if you leave when times get tough, that was never love. You were just there for the joy. And then maybe my thought of, like, what love is, I watched my mom and my dad were married. And they had tough times. And my dad and my mom toughed it out. They tried to. But even when they did get divorced, they were still a relationship. They still were relatively cool with each other. I only have 48 minutes left. So I think this video is almost like a half an hour long. I've been literally just talking for half an hour. Thank you very much, Giraffe and a G-string. I'm going to chop this up, maybe chit-chat a little bit longer, but I'm going to rewatch this. Have a good day, guys. Thank you so much.